There is always some mind-blowing news hidden somewhere on the internet waiting to be unraveled. Sometimes so many years could have passed by on the news when we happen to stumble upon it. Just how much control do we have over the things that seem to be all about us? For all of us, the crypto industry was the liberating factor that saved us from the tyranny of the government and its host of independent, public and private financial regulators. While we have so many top executives and firms buying largely into the crypto industry, just like fiat currency and its former gold backing, we might be set to fall back into a situation that we've been trying to get out of. But we'll get into that later. This is your favorite YouTube channel, Make Money Online. Before we proceed, kindly check the video description and you'll find a link which offers all our loyal viewers a 5% off of trading fees on Binance. You can partake in this in a free, easy step. Simply sign up via the link, and the discount is yours every time you trade on Binance. Sweet, right? Well, let's move on. Today we'll be looking at shocking perspective of XRP that you may not have heard of. This video will shed some light on it and ultimately teach you how to benefit from it. We'll also be looking at the latest XRP predictions, as well as discuss up-to-date technical analysis of XRP charts. If you're watching a video for the first time on this channel, you can watch some of our other videos to learn more. Like the videos and hit the subscribe and notification button so you can get notified every time we post more interesting videos. You'd think that you've seen everything there is to see in the crypto industry, but that's really not the case. One of the most difficult things we've observed about traders and investors in crypto is that the stereotypical rigidity that people have always been known for still plays. Imagine having a certain program or piece of technology, say a wired telephone, and you've become so used to it and the immediate opportunities that it presented that it becomes pretty hard for you to see the benefit in smartphones. You'd make yourself quite the hater of advancement. This is happening right now in the crypto industry. This isn't a ploy to attract attention to lesser altcoins, but we're just spelling out the facts. Some people come on this channel and slander XRP because they think they have just everything under the header of bigger cryptocurrencies. What they're missing is a much bigger picture. Bitcoin started off at a time when the crypto world was pretty novel and everything about the industry literally carried the imprints of Bitcoin. When altcoins started surfacing, they met quite the resistance, as Bitcoin seemed to be the best of everything. Lately, analysts who have taken their time to truly look into Bitcoin and compare it with other tokens have come out to say that Bitcoin is too limited in its application, and in the future, other altcoins might actually overtake it. A certain class of altcoins is rising in prominence, of which XRP is one. These are called utility tokens, the first of which happens to be Ethereum. These are what I would like to call the currency of life. Why? It's because they're useful and applicable in daily processes. You've read about and listened to so much about XRP, but maybe haven't really understood what is peculiar about it. The XRP ledger is comparable only to the Ethereum network, which is one of the most utilized in the financial world as we know it. Its multifaceted functions have paved the way for counterparts, as it can be used to even create and run other cryptocurrencies as well as their transactions. In addition, we've all heard of the Flare network. This network is a medium, or better put, a system of decentralized finance that is deemed to be a major tech contribution that will revitalize the whole financial sector. It could prove to be an overwhelming rival for Ethereum networks. It is also a useful network for activities such as the establishment of new tokens that can be utilized for various purposes. XRP, XLM, and Spark tokens are some of the widely acknowledged tokens that are functional on the network. With the XRP ledger and its applications, coupled with the opportunity afforded by the Flare network, we have a gem in our hands. We now have more options for how to best use our XRP holdings, but we shouldn't be gullible enough to be seeking any short reprise that will enable us to get rid of XRP at every little price. There are several platforms that offer a great way in which we can lend out our crypto on a centralized platform. An example is Nexo. There are other platforms where you could do this, but you should do your own adequate research to know whichever suits you best, and also for safety reasons. The benefits of such an opportunity is to maintain the value of your crypto. The price of XRP still lies between 40 and 50 cents, and it's increasingly important to buy and hold XRP. There's no point waiting around. You can't continue to ignore it any longer. There might be some elements that will keep discouraging you as an interested buyer of XRP, but you should pay no heed. When you fail to take the risk to buy now and the price later rises, you will regret missing out. With utility tokens taking the forefront in the coming years, and with the full establishment of the Flare network, there will be a wider spread of adoption of XRP. And by then, we could see the price surge above $1 and even more. Analysts peg the minimal value of XRP as a utility token to about $10. This doesn't mean that's where it ends. We could also see it gain close to 100 times of its current value as time goes by. Next up is analysis of the current XRP price trends, highlighted by crypto experts and analysts. In this analysis about XRP, we're looking at the 6-hour time frame, considering the recent events, the established formational structure, and what we can expect in the coming time. XRP-USD has managed to hold its important zones of support and bounce, and a meaningful formational structure for XRP-USD is forming. Currently, XRP-USD is still somewhat in an accumulation zone. However, this can change when XRP-USD gets up and continues with further alignments. Looking at the chart, we can see how XRP-USD held its structure within this ascending channel formation marked in blue, in which XRP-USD already accumulated before in the bullish bounces to the upside. Now a similar movement is going on, with XRP-USD establishing a coherent wave count within the structure and already completing waves in the zone. Now XRP-USD is about to finish the wave in the zone that's moving into the accumulation range again, from where XRP-USD bounced to the upside already in the past. Such a determination now happens again as the accumulation range is still a strong reference point. XRP-USD has a greater likelihood to confirm it as the origin of the wave to the upside. Taking all these factors into consideration, now XRP-USD is in a situation in which it's likely to show up with the wave E, which originates from the accumulation range. When these bullish alignments are strong enough and XRP-USD moves on higher from these zones, such a price action can also lead to a breakout above the upper boundary of the huge ascending channel formation. When XRP-USD finally shows up with such a price action, it will indicate the wave E extension and testing of previous resistances ahead. For now, it'll be important to evaluate how XRP-USD continues in the schedule and how it shows up with the bullish bounces. In this chart, we see the probable beginning of an upward fractal. It seems like the current price range is the least the price can go, and we may have just bottomed out and are ready for a huge movement upwards. This movement will see XRP break the red line triangle and follow the green line moving upwards. The extent of which the coin will rise stretches above $1, though currently we're looking forward to hitting 66 cents soon. In this chart, the ascending channel is an indication of a possible bullish trend, the support line connecting consecutive higher lows, and the resistance line connecting consecutive higher highs. In a bull market, every dip is a buying opportunity. Not financial advice, but if we follow the past trends, we can see $10 to $12 this year with a major correction and consolidation to the downside, once hitting the resistance trend line again and maybe breaking it. In this chart, as indicated by the analyst, March 29th seems to be a critical day with respect to XRP. There are two long-term closing triangles that have formed. One of those will be exited early come March 29th. If XRP closes above 50 cents on March 29th, we will be exiting the triangle formed from the late January to early February high and subsequent low to the high side. If XRP closes below 50 cents, we'll be exiting the triangle formed from the November high and subsequent low to the low side. So keep an eye out on the 50-cent mark come March 29th. A close above 50 may be leading us to great news come the lawsuit, as well as the establishment of the Flare network. April seems to be setting up for some fireworks. We know it's just a matter of time before XRP takes off, so the longer it stays in this consolidation zone, the bigger the impending move will be. So if you still have your XRP position, just be patient and wait a little longer. At the moment, the structure tells us that we might get a slight dip back into the previous structure before we can see another attempt at a potential bullish impulse. And if we break out of the consolidation, then it might turn out to be the move we've all been waiting for. At that point, XRP may be triggered to explode, most likely earlier in that time frame. 41 cents to 46 cents seems to be a strong buy price for XRP in this scenario. The bounce could be 300 to 360%. There you have it, folks. Thanks for watching this video. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel, and feel free to also share with your friends. Don't forget to check out the link in the description as well. See you next time.